Ross, have you ever been on a date where everything was going perfectly, and then they asked you a simple question, and suddenly your heart's racing, your hands feel a little sweaty, and your brain just froze?
Oh my God, yes. I remember this one time. She asked me about my favorite travel experience, and I just sat there like a deer in headlights. I had so much to say, but in English. Nothing came out.
Exactly. And here's the thing, it wasn't because your English was bad, it was because dates are literally the hardest situation to speak English in. Think about it. You're nervous, you're trying to impress someone, you're thinking about what they think of you, and you're trying to form perfect sentences in real time. That's like four things happening at once.
It's like your brain is running on a slow internet connection, and everything just buffers.
And you know what the worst part is? You go home and suddenly you can think of 100 things you could have said. All these perfect, smooth responses just flood your mind.
Exactly. And then the next morning, in the shower, you suddenly become Shakespeare. All these perfect lines appear out of nowhere.
If that sounds like you, welcome. You're listening to Speakify, the English podcast, where we turn real-life moments into confident English conversations.
I'm Ross,
And I'm Emily, and
and today we're giving you the ultimate date English toolkit, the phrases, tone, and confidence you need to sound natural, charming, and totally yourself.
by the end of this episode, you'll have something ready for every situation: breaking the ice, keeping conversations flowing, handling awkward moments, and even those sweet moments when you want to show you're interested. And at the end, I'll share the one question that made every conversation instantly more engaging. I still use it today.
So whether you have a date coming up or you just want to be ready when the opportunity comes, let's dive in.
Okay, first things first, let's slow down for a second. Before the date even starts, there's one thing we need to fix: your nerve. Ross, what do you usually do right before meeting someone?
Honestly, I panic. I start rehearsing sentences in my head, but then I forget them the moment I see the person.
That's because you're treating it like a performance. Here's the mindset shift you need. You're not giving a presentation. You're just having a conversation with another human who's probably just as nervous as you are.
Even native English speakers get nervous on dates. It's not about your English, it's about the situation, the butterflies, the pressure, the what if they don't like me thoughts.
Doesn't matter who you are, guy, girl, anyone. Nerves don't discriminate before a date. So here's what actually works: the car talk method. When you're on your way to the date, in the car, on the train, wherever, talk to yourself in English. Out loud.
Wait, like literally talk to myself.
Yes. Describe what you see. Oh, that building looks interesting. I wonder what we'll talk about. I'm feeling a bit nervous, but that's okay. It warms up your English brain without the pressure. I wonder what we'll talk about. I'm feeling a bit nervous, but that's okay. It warms up your English brain without the pressure.
That's actually brilliant. It's like a warm-up before exercise.
Exactly. And here's the second thing: have 3 phrases ready in your pocket. Not scripted conversations, just 3 reliable phrases you can pull out when you need them. We'll give you these throughout the episode, but here's your first one.
You know what? I'm a little nervous, but I'm really glad we're doing this.
Repeat after me. You know what? I'm a little nervous, but I'm really glad we're doing this.
This phrase is magic because it's honest, it's relatable, and it actually makes the other person comfortable too.
Vulnerability is attractive. Remember that. Okay, let's get into the actual date. So now that your nerves are calmer and your English brain is awake, let's walk into the date itself. Because what you say in the first 10 seconds can change everything.
All right, the moment of truth. You've just sat down, you've said hi, and now, what?
This is where most people default to, "How are you?" Which is fine, but it's boring. Let's give you better options that actually start interesting conversations.
Let's start with shadowing practice. I'll say the phrase, you repeat it, and Emily will explain when to use it. I've been looking forward to this all day.
This is perfect as an opener because it's warm and shows genuine interest without being over the top. Now let's go a bit deeper.
You know, I almost didn't recognize you. You look even better in person.
Compliment that acknowledges online dating reality but makes it positive. Just make sure your tone is warm, not surprised.
Laughs. Yeah, don't make it sound like you were expecting someone else.
Next one, this is for when they arrive a bit late or you both arrived at the same time.
Perfect timing. I just got here myself.
Takes pressure off, makes them comfortable. Even if you've been waiting, this puts them at ease.
Now here's the big one. They will probably ask, so tell me about yourself. And this is where people freeze.
Because it's too broad. You can't tell your whole life story. So here's what you do. Pick one interesting thing and add a question. Let me demonstrate.
Well, I'm actually a graphic designer, but what really gets me excited is traveling. I just got back from Thailand, actually. Have you traveled much?
See what happened there? Job plus passion plus recent experience plus question back to them. You're not giving a resume, you're opening a conversation thread.
Let's practice that pattern. Repeat after me. I work in your field, but what I really love is your interest. I recently, something you did. Have you ever related question?
Beautiful. Fill in your own details later when you practice at home. Now let's hear how that sounds on a real date.
Listening practice.
Hey, sorry, have you been waiting long?
Not at all. I just got here myself. I've been looking forward to this all day.
Ah, me too. This place looks really nice.
Yeah, I read about it online. I'm a bit of a foodie, always trying new restaurants. What about you? Are you adventurous with food?
Oh, definitely. I'll try anything once.
Okay, I'm going to hold you to that. So tell me, what do you do?
Did you catch how natural that felt? No script, just genuine back and forth with phrases that keep things moving.
And notice how every statement had a little hook for the other person to respond to? That's the key.
Okay, you've broken the ice. Now comes the real challenge. Keeping the conversation flowing for the next hour or two without awkward silences or running out of things to say.
This is where having the right types of phrases in your toolkit becomes crucial. We're going to break this down into 4 categories.
First up, bridge phrases. These are for when you need a second to think, but you don't want dead air.
Now repeat. That's a really good question.
You know what's funny?
I've never really thought about it that way, but
Let me think.
these buy you 2 to 3 seconds to organize your thoughts, and they sound natural, not like you're struggling.
Next, interest phrases. These are how you show you're engaged and listening, beyond just saying cool or nice to everything.
Interest phrases, shadowing practice. Repeat after me.
No way. Tell me more about that.
That sounds amazing. How did you get into that?
Wait, really? That's so interesting.
I love that. What's your favorite part about it?
Notice how each one has energy and invites them to keep talking? You're showing enthusiasm, not just acknowledging.
Third category, story transition phrases. This is how you smoothly share your own experiences without it feeling like you're hijacking the conversation. Story transition phrases, shadowing practice. Repeat after me. That reminds me of the time when,
Oh, I had a similar experience.
You know what's funny? Something like that happened to me.
I totally get that. I remember when. The key is to relate it back to what they said. You're building connection, not competing.
And finally, deep dive phrases. These move you beyond small talk into actually getting to know each other. Now repeat after me.
What made you decide to do that?
That must have been challenging. How did you handle it?
What's something you're really passionate about?
If you could change one thing about your life right now, what would it be? That last one's deep, so save it for when the conversation is already flowing well.
Now let's hear these in action. Listening practice, full dialogue.
So I spent 6 months backpacking through South America. It completely changed my perspective on life.
No way! Tell me more about that. What was the biggest thing you learned?
Honestly, that I was way too focused on material things. When you're living out of a backpack, you realize how little you actually need to be happy.
I love that. You know what's funny? I had a similar experience when I moved to a tiny apartment last year.
Really? How did that work out for you?
At first it was tough, but now I feel so much lighter. Like mentally lighter. What made you decide to do that trip in the first place?
That's a good question. I guess I was feeling stuck in my routine. I needed something to shake things up. Did you catch all those phrases we practice? Bridge phrases, interest phrases, story transitions, deep dive questions, all working together naturally.
The conversation flows because each person is giving the other something to respond to. It's like a tennis match, not a solo performance.
Before we move on, quick warning about phrases that sound awkward. Do not use these.
I am finding your story very fascinating. Too formal. Just say, that's fascinating.
It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Unless you are in a period drama, don't.
Your presence is most delightful. Please know,
Basically, if it sounds like something from a textbook written in 1952, skip it.
all right, real talk time. Even with all these great phrases, awkward moments will happen. The date won't be perfect, and that's totally okay.
The difference between a good date and a bad date isn't whether awkward moments happen. It's how you handle them to make the other person feel more comfortable around you.
Let's start with the most common one. You don't understand something they said.
Maybe they spoke too fast. Maybe there was noise. It happens to everyone. The key is to stay calm and keep it friendly. Now repeat after me. Sorry, could you say that again? I want to make sure I heard you right.
Wait, I missed that. What did you say about?
I didn't quite catch that. One more time.
Notice we're not saying what or pardon. Those can sound abrupt. These phrases are gentler and show you care about understanding them.
You know that 5-second silence on a date that feels like 5 years? This one happens to everyone. You both stop talking and suddenly the air feels heavy.
Rule 1. Don't panic. A few seconds of silence is normal. It can even be comfortable. But if it stretches too long, here's how to bring the energy back. Repeat after me. So, I've been meaning to ask you.
Random question. What's something you're looking forward to this month?
You know what I'm curious about? What do you usually do on weekends?
I just realized I've been doing all the talking. Tell me something interesting about you. That last one is gold. It's humble, warm, and it invites the other person in. Works whether you're on a date, at a networking event, or just meeting a new friend. Now, here's an awkward one we all experience. You mess up a sentence midway. You mix up words, use wrong grammar, whatever.
Here's the trick. Acknowledge it, laugh lightly, and move on. That confidence actually makes you more likable.
Now, here are a few examples when you mess up. Repeat after me. Okay, that came out wrong. What I meant was,
Wait, let me try that again.
my brain and my mouth aren't cooperating today. What I'm trying to say is,
That sounded better in my head. These show self-awareness and humor, not perfection, and honestly, that's way more attractive. If the conversation goes into uncomfortable territory, maybe they bring up politics or ex-partners or something too heavy for a first date.
you need to redirect without being rude. Topic changers, shadowing practice.
You know, that's a really big topic. Maybe we can talk about that another time? I'm curious about.
I actually try not to get too deep into that on first dates. Tell me about.
Interesting. But I think we're getting a bit heavy here. Let's talk about something more fun. What's your favorite?
Polite boundary, then redirect. You're taking control of the conversation in a gentle way. Emergency rescue phrases.
Okay, quick drill. These are your safety exits. Use them if you ever feel overwhelmed, uncomfortable, or just need a breather.
I need to use the restroom really quick. Be right back.
This gives you a break to collect yourself.
I'm really sorry, but I need to check my phone. I'm expecting an important call.
Buys you time to assess if you want to continue.
You know, I think I might not be feeling well. Would you mind if we wrap this up?
The polite exit if you need it. Hopefully you won't, but it's good to have in your toolkit.
Next, we have a short listening practice for recovery from awkward moments. So I was talking to my, what's the word? The person who, fixes computers.
IT person?
Yes, thank you. My brain and my mouth aren't cooperating today. What I was trying to say is my IT person told me about this amazing app.
That sounds interesting. What kind of app?
See how that worked? Small struggle, quick recovery, moved on. The other person barely noticed because it was handled smoothly.
Exactly. Awkward moments don't ruin conversations. They humanize them. Everyone, no matter their gender or language level, has them. The goal isn't to avoid them, it's to bounce back with warmth and confidence.
Beautifully said. And next, we're going to show you how to end a date or conversation gracefully, whether it went great or not so great. Chapter 6. The Sweet Moments. Flirting and Connection, 2 minutes.
Okay, let's say the date is going really well. You're laughing, the conversation is flowing, and you want to show that you're interested without being too forward.
This is where subtle flirting comes in. Nothing creepy or over the top, just hints that you're enjoying their company. For instance, repeat after.
I'm having such a good time with you.
You have a really great smile.
I love how passionate you are about this.
I could talk to you for hours.
Simple, genuine, not cheesy. That's the sweet spot.
And when the date is winding down, you want to leave the door open for a second date without being pushy. End of date phrases, shadowing practice.
This was really fun. We should do this again sometime.
I'd love to continue this conversation. Are you free next week?
I'm not ready for this to end, but I know we both have to go. Text me when you get home?
Thanks for tonight. I really enjoyed getting to know you.
Clear interest but not desperate. You're planting the seed for next time.
Now, time for the bonus section. Emily, you mentioned earlier that you have one piece of advice that changed everything for you.
Yes. And this is something I wish someone had told me years ago. It's about asking the right questions on dates.
All right, I'm curious. What's the golden rule?
Never ask questions that aren't replyable.
Wait, what does that mean?
Okay, so when you're nervous on a date, your instinct might be to just ask any question to fill the silence, right? But here's the problem. Some questions shut down conversation instead of opening it up.
Oh, like yes or no questions?
Exactly. If you ask, "Do you like movies?" they can just say yes and then awkward silence. But if you ask, "What kind of movies do you like?" now they have to actually share something, and you can build on that.
That makes so much sense. So it's about asking open-ended questions that give them something to work with.
Exactly. Open-ended questions are like open doors. They give the other person space to walk in and bring something interesting.
And honestly, this works whether you're talking to your crush, a friend, or even in an English class.
Right. But here's the real secret that helped me when I used to get nervous. If your mind goes blank, flip the script. Don't force yourself to be interesting. Just be curious.
Wait, that's genius. So instead of putting pressure on yourself to be interesting and talkative, you become genuinely curious about them.
Exactly. And here's why this works. People love talking about themselves. When you ask good questions and actively listen, you're actually being a great conversationalist without having to stress about what to say.
Plus, it takes the pressure off your English because you're listening more than speaking.
Yes, and by the time you've asked a few questions and heard their responses, you'll naturally feel more comfortable, and your own stories and responses will flow more easily.
And I know you've got a couple of fun games for when things get a little quiet or awkward, right?
Oh yes, my go-to is something I call 20 questions. When you've run out of things to say, just start asking each other random questions, like, "What's your favorite spot in the city?" or "First heartbreak." The only rule? You have to answer honestly, no filters. It's like a mini rapid fire, but way more personal and interesting.
That's actually such a smart way to keep the vibe fun and playful without forcing deep talk too early.
Exactly. And once the ice is broken and you're both comfortable, I love switching to another game. What's on your mind? You literally take turns saying whatever's running through your head, no matter how random. It's honest, raw, and can be so funny or surprisingly deep.
I love that. It's like building trust through openness.
Yeah, and at the right time, it really strengthens connection because you're both being authentic and present.
Okay, that's officially my new favorite way to keep conversations going. Now, one last thing before we wrap up. If you're really nervous, prepare 5 good questions before the date and keep them in your back pocket.
Not to memorize a script, but just to have backup fuel for the conversation. Like,
What's something you're passionate about? What's your favorite childhood memory? Tell me 2 truths and a lie about you. What's the best advice someone's ever given you? What are you looking for?
these are gold because they work for anyone, they're open-ended, and they lead to interesting answers.
And remember, the best questions are follow-ups based on what they've already told you. Listen actively, pick up on details they mention, and ask about those.
All right, that's everything. We covered breaking the ice, keeping conversations alive, handling awkward moments, those sweet connection moments, and the golden rule of asking replyable questions.
If you practice these phrases, I mean really practice them out loud, not just reading them, You'll feel so much more confident on your next date.
Remember, it's not about perfect English. It's about genuine connection, showing interest, and being comfortable with yourself.
And that's a wrap for today's episode of Speakify, the English podcast.
We hope this one helps you feel a little braver, a little smoother, and a lot more confident on your next date.
And don't forget, if you want more tips, practice sessions, and fun ways to level up your English, check out Speakify.
Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join our community of learners who are making English effortless and fun.
And let us know how it goes. We'd love to hear your success stories.
Good luck out there. Now go practice.